of accounts. This too can be done either directly with the customers or through the agent. For example, customers should pay us direct on each sale, and we will remit your commission on the submission of your monthly or quarterly report. Second way of putting can be, orders must be sent directly to us, and we will arrange for the customers to pay us after you issue the statement of accounts to us. Now coming to this portion, that is about the support from the principal. This is the most important point because the agent, they look for your support because your support means a lot to the agent. Prospective agents, they do need support in their efforts to sell your product. So you can pen it down this way. Our product carry 1 year guarantee. Faulty items will be replaced, carriage paid. The other way of putting down, company offers full after sales service and customers needn't worry about spare parts and maintenance. Third way of putting can be, offer of some more percentage as additional expenses for advertising. All these ways of expression are just to convince and promise the agent that you are there with him as a backbone. Now coming to the delivery of goods, it is best to quote a realistic time. The exporters must allow some time for the unforeseen eventualities or for the public holidays, and it should be mentioned thus, providing there are no unforeseen delays, we will deliver the goods within 6 weeks from receipt of order. Or the other way of putting can be, we require you to maintain adequate stocks, bearing in mind that we will be able to deliver between the first and second weeks. Coming to the duration, the tenure of the contract, this is often discussed after the agency has been agreed upon by both the parties, and it can be put down this way. For example, the contract will be from 1st March for 1 year, provided both parties agree, and it will be renewed further. Second way of putting can be, we feel 9 months should be enough to decide whether this arrangement is likely to be successful and will draw up the first contract accordingly. Now, coming to the most sensitive topic, disagreements and disputes. These don't appear in the initial correspondence, but in the contract after the confirmation. And it can be put this way, settlements of disputes over agreements or payments will be settled by arbitration. Let me tell you, arbitration is the third party which is neutral. It is usually a trade organization, and the arbitration, the decision, the judgment that is given has to be approved by both the parties, the principal as well as the agent. Now let us see in a nutshell what encompasses the formal agency agreements. The following points are the matters which should be highlighted and which should be made clear to both the parties. First of all, the nature and the duration of the agency, whether you wish the agent to work as a sole agent or on consignment basis or as a del credere agent. Secondly, the principal should be very clear about the territory or the area to be covered. Next, the duties of the agent as well as the principal. Both the parties should be very clear about this point. Next, the method of purchase and sell, whether the agent is to buy on his own account or on consignment basis. The details of the commission and expenses to be allowed should be made very clear between both the parties. The sending of reports, accounts, and payments. This portion is equally to be made quite clear between both the parties. And the last one is about the arbitration point in the event of any dispute. Now, coming to the matters of complaints. With the confirmation of the draft and with the settlement after the agency's work and after everything has been confirmed, there are some points, or there could be some points which can become debatable. So let us deal with this portion. It can be about the poor sales or the erratic sending of the reports, both about the settlement of accounts and about the purchase and sale of the goods. It can be regarding the high expenses also. Unavoidable complaints must be made with great care and restraint, and these should be handled with great maturity. Both the parties should be very careful that no assumptions should be made in this, because this is a very sensitive issue and it should be handled in a very matured manner. Coming to the correspondence on behalf of the agent, let us see how the agent should ask or how he should proceed with his correspondence. It will be in the same manner. The opening, the agent should introduce himself exactly who he is. When you are writing on behalf of the agent, you have to proceed this way. Explain who you are and how you found out about the principal or the producer. It can be put thus: you were recommended to us by the name of the party you can mention, or the other way can be, we are suppliers of, and it can be any product like medicine or spare parts, furniture, etc. And we are particularly interested in the products you manufacture. Again, the role of the agent is very important. He has to convince the manufacturer that he will prove his worth and he will be the most promising seller in the market. A market for the product, he has to explain that there is a very good market available for the sale of the product. Secondly, you have to convince the manufacturer that you are the best person to handle his goods in the market. Then you should mention the selling points like your knowledge about the market, your wide experience, your range, your established position, your reliability in the market, and your well-equipped display room. And you can put it down this way: we have many government contacts who will help us to expand your business. Second way of putting can be, we have already established business relationships in this field as we are confident to represent you. Now next you can suggest your own terms, and this can be done before confirmation from the manufacturer. You can mention it beforehand also, so that the principal gets an idea what you have in your mind. And you can put it this way: we usually represent our principals as exclusive distributors for furniture, it can be medicine or machine parts, buying products on our own account with an initial running for 1 year, renewable by mutual agreement. The other way of putting can be, we expect our principals to offer advertising support in the form of brochures and catalogs in English and Hindi. If this interests you, please contact. Coming to the third portion, which is equally important, and again there is no binding as to who should proceed first. It is regarding the mutual correspondence. Certain issues, after being finalized, do need revision. like it can be the agent's request to raise the commission, he is dissatisfied with some of the terms of the principal. It can be recommendations of credit dealings, or it can be lower price policy. He can also recommend to make an alteration in introducing the goods in the market. He can recommend the goods which can be best suited for the market. He can talk about the price or the quality or the delivery of the goods. All such correspondence on such issues must be well founded, and they must be very tactfully presented and answered to on behalf of the manufacturer or the agent. Some of the useful expressions that can be of great use while making communication or doing the correspondence. Let us see at some of the openings. We would be glad if you would consider our application to act as agents for the sale of our, and you can name your product, can be machinery, spare parts, medicine, or furniture. The other way of putting down is thank you for your letter of, it can be on behalf of the agent or the principal, asking if we are represented in the specified area or the territory. You can also present your introduction, the opening lines, in the following manner, like we have received your letter of the date you can mention and the request, and we should be glad to offer you a sole agency for the sale of our products, and the region or the area, the territory you can give. Coming to the closures, throughout the opening and the closing, both the principal and the agent has to be very clear about the use of words and the vocabulary, because courtesy, as it is said, it pays nothing. It costs nothing, but it pays everything. So while penning down your letters, you should be very humble, and you should mark the words you use. In the closing part, you can put it this way: we hope to hear favorably from you, and we feel sure that we should have no difficulty in arranging the terms and conditions. The second way of putting can be, if you give us this agency, we should spare no effort to further your interest and to settle your business and to make your product a market leader. You can also project your expression this way: I thank you, or we thank you for your letter of request asking if we are represented. The other way can be, we have received your letter of, and we should be glad to offer you a sole agency of our products in, and the territory or the area to be covered can be mentioned. We hope to hear favorably from you and feel sure we should have no difficulty in arranging the terms. You can also put it this way: if you give us this agency, we will spare no efforts to further your interests. Now, while penning down the agency appointments, you can take the following expressions, like thank you for offering us the agency in, and the territory you can mention. We appreciate the confidence you have placed in us. Again, coming to the closes, you can express it this way: we hope to receive a favorable response, and we assure you of our best service. These closes are on behalf of the agent. We look forward to a happy and successful working relationship in our business of buying and selling. Thank you very much.
Sandhan, All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.